Okay, continuing with this review. Again, we went over these today in class. This is numbers 9 through 12. I'm going to keep them right on the paper here, but these were the problems similar to 4 through 8. The only difference being that we're going to write these equations in point-slope form, which I have written right here. The quantity y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. y1 and x1 are a point that's on this line, and m is our slope. So the first question asks us to write the equation in point-slope form for a line that has a slope of 2. This is number 9. Has a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of 3. Now, this is what you know. You just have to kind of bring it to the front of your head so you remember it. If we know the y-intercept is 3, we know that the point for that y-intercept is 0, 3. Whenever x is 0, that y is our y-intercept. So writing this in point-slope form, all we're doing is plugging in our m in this point. So we're going to get, let me change colors here, y minus, there's y1, minus 3 equals m, which is, in this case, is 2. Quantity x minus, or x1 is 0. I know it's 0. You could want to leave it out, but there's no shame in leaving it just like this. Perfect. Step away from the problem. You are done. Moving on to number 10. Same thing, although this time they give us a point. They give us the slope equaling negative 2, not slop, slope. And the point is negative 3 and 5. So we're going to do the same thing. If I only would slide this up, we're going to plug in our m, and we're going to take our x and our y1 and plug it in and write this equation. So that's going to give us y minus, let me change colors again, y1 is 5 equals negative 2, because that's our slope, quantity x minus a minus 3 or minus a negative 3 is the same as plus 3, and voila, you are done. Now some of you do this, and I wouldn't mark it wrong, where some of you go like this, minus a negative 3, and you keep it like that. And, you know, as you proceed and you're getting older, hopefully you're starting to recognize that opposite of an opposite, or the double negative, minus a negative, minus a minus. You hear it said a lot of different ways that means plus. You should try to work on writing it with a plus sign, not leaving it minus a negative. Just it saves you write less if you do that. Okay, that's that one. Number 11 talks about parallel and perpendicular. So this is interesting here. Y equals 3/5 x minus 8. They give us this equation in slope-intercept form. They want us to write the equation of the line in point-slope form that's parallel to this line. Oh, shoot, sorry. It's parallel to this line that passes through the point 0, negative 3. Well, what do we know about parallel slopes? We know that they're the same thing. So if I'm going to do this in point-slope form, I'm going to go y minus y1 is negative 3, so that's going to be minus a minus 3 equals our slope. Here it is here, 3/5 is our m, x minus 0. That's it. That is in point-slope form. This is parallel to that line. We use this point. You don't have to do anything further. It's not asking you now to write this in slope-intercept form, so don't do more work than you're being asked to do. You could always practice it, but you're not being asked to. And then number 12, which is giving us a line in slope-intercept form, and they want us to write the line that is perpendicular to this, that passes through negative 3, 10, and they want that also to be written in point-slope form. So keeping in mind and thinking about perpendicular lines and their slopes. Perpendicular lines our lines like this. They intersect, creating right angles. And we learned that if we know the slope of a line, we could talk about the perpendicular slope of a line, which as the opposite reciprocal. So take the reciprocal of the slope you have and take the opposite sign. This happens to be -2. If I'm going to take the reciprocal of that, the reciprocal of -2 is -1/2. Since it's already negative, we're going to take the opposite sign, so we know that this is the slope, this is the M of our perpendicular line, because it's the opposite sign of the slope that we have, -2, positive, and it's 1/2 is the reciprocal of 2, which is the same as 2/1. So we have this. Now just pardon my hand because it's probably going to be in your way. Y minus y1, which is 10, equals, now we know our slope is positive 1/2, parenthesis, x minus x1, which is a -3, a -3. So we got minus a -3, which is +3. There's your answer. There it is in point slope. This line is perpendicular to this line. And that's all there is to it. I honestly kind of like point slope a little better. It seems like there's a little bit less work to do. So please practice these, and good luck.